Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to topic 4 of this Instagram course. In this topic, I'm going to be explaining to you how do you break down content and how do you quantify it and make sure that you are able to remove good amount of content every single week. But the main point is, how do you strategize this? This entire topic is about that strategy. So let's talk about the content first, right? So what is content and how much content do we need from all these different things which I explained to you in the last topic? As you guys can see over here that we have a breakdown of content. We have 25 pieces of story, 14 pieces we have of posts, 3 pieces of IGTV and another 3 pieces of reels. If we are able to remove this much content every single week, we are really going to see massive changes in our account. Trust me. Hashtags do have a lot of importance. So when I actually show you how to post, I'm going to be talking about hashtags as well. But if you're able to generate 45 pieces of good quality content every single week, you're going to make your Instagram page grow very fast, very quick. Alright, so let's see now, how do I break this insane number down very easily for you guys. So as you guys can see now, we have 45 pieces of content, which sounds completely insane, and the breakdown is something like this. We have 25 pieces of stories, 14 pieces of posts, 3 of IG and 3 of reels, correct? So that's 45 pieces every week, 180 pieces in the month. And if we try to break it down, we kind of see something like this, that these will be our IGTVs, these are going to be our stories, and then these are posts, and then this is going to be our reels. So you can see how this whole week is looking, right? It's looking quite tedious. And there's so many different pieces that we are, trying to see over here. But what if I tell you that there is a way that you don't need to work so hard for this content? You can automatically generate it really quickly. And this is the strategy that all the top brands use, and I'm going to be telling you guys this as well. So let's have a look at this. Okay, so when we talk about the breakdown, I'll show you guys that 15 minutes can fit in an IGTV post. That is the biggest piece of content. It could be a YouTube interview, it could be a podcast session, it could be a tutorial, it could be whatever you guys want. That's the biggest piece of content, right? So let's use that big piece of content not only in the IGTV, but let's use it in our stories, our posts also, okay? So now have a look at this. We need 25 pieces of content, right? Every single week. So, but we had split that down into 3 different parameters. So here I can see around 8 to 10 pieces of content of the stories. 70% of that can be taken from our IGTV itself. So all we need to do is have a nice IGTV video, then crop out portions which we can use in our stories. So if it's a good interview session and you and your guest had something interesting to speak about, which was below 15 seconds, because 15 seconds is the time limit on a story slide, you can break that 15 seconds down. From 15 minutes, I'm sure you can get around 3 to 4 pieces of content which you can put directly as your story, correct? So any one IGTV, you can have at least 70% of it got for your story, 70% of it got from the IGTV. The rest 30% I would say to build as new content. It is a little tedious, but you need to have different content as well, right? So 30% can be new, 70% can be taken from your IGTV clippings or however you want to clip it out. Then we got posts. Now here, 50% should be taken from your IGTV. So I'll tell you a very simple way to do this, right? What you can do is you can simply take out a post, right? Or a clipping from the IGTV, break it down into a static image. That means just a very basic image. And either just add a quote below or just do something like that and you'll be good to go, because you will have content created and you can use it as a posting. And because people have seen your IGTV, they will relate to that post. Or vice versa, because they have seen that post, they might want to see your IGTV. So this is going to be actually beneficial for you and is going to reduce a lot of your time. So 50% should be from IGTV and 50% should be new. And then definitely we have 1 reel in this entire thing. So we need 3 reels every week. And since we have broken it down to 3 columns like I showed you in the previous slide, only one has to be created, personally speaking, in this whole combo, right? And that could be just a selfie or even a self video or a friend's video or maybe your students or testimonials. It could be anything. Okay, now when we talk about the breakdown again and what we saw, right? Let's see how it looks now. When I take up 70% of my stories from IGTV, I only need to create this much. When I take up 50% on my posts from my IGTV, then I only need to create this much. And when I have my reels, I only have this much. So now, actually, how much content are you really creating, right? So we need only 3 pieces of IGTV each week, right? So what you can do is you can create stories, you can create podcasts, you can create presentations on PPT, Keynote, whatever you like. You can just put it up over there. You can create long videos of you doing self-conversation talks. You can have training or tutorial videos. You can have great collages, video collages, okay? Anything video, anything in motion, any graphics in motion. We can have great trending topics. So I always tell people that if you really are not able or not good with graphics, right, or not good with some kind of a Photoshop software, something like that, which I think all of you should be if you're starting a business, you can simply just kind of speak to the camera and then edit it on any phone that you have, right? So that's a very good way to do it. And we need only 3 pieces of IGTV every single week. And we're going to do breakdowns from those 3 pieces. The next over here is 10 stories each week, because we broke it down. So now it's not 25 anymore. It's just 10 new stories. The rest of them will be coming from IGTV. Here you can talk to your audience, put out some interactive stories. Stories can be created right on the spot because Instagram gives you so many different things to do it, and we'll be seeing how we do that as well. Use create and boomerang. Use new GIFs which come out because those put your stories on put them up than the rest. And ask polls and questions. These are very interactive ways of using stories. Then we just need 7 pieces of content, right? Because we had 14, we removed 50% from our IGTVs, and now we have only 7 pieces of content every single week. Those could be use story for your edits. So you could take up, images from your stories and kind of just edit that out and have the same thing on a story, have the same thing as a post. So even though it's coming in the new category, right? It might be the same in the post, same in the story. Just a little change, right? Because we have stories are longer and posts are squarish, right? Squarish, rectangle-ish, you guys know this. Then we have different reposts that you can do. So there are good apps to reposts. We'll be talking about that. Reposts are very good. It's new content because it's someone else's content that you're putting on your platform, but you are giving them credit for it. Then put up quotes. Like I told you, IGTVs can be clipped and you can have quotes in them. And always mostly use images. So when you really have to just create a post out of images, it's not really that difficult and it actually brings more traction. So the simpler the things, the more attractive. And then 3 clips, of course, a week of reels. So reels should be humorous, they should be engaging, and reels should be tried by everyone. Because you don't know what field you are in and what those reels are going to look like. So that's one thing which you really have to focus on. So this is basically the breakdown of all the content. And as you can see, we have 3 pieces of content for IGTV, 10 pieces of content for story, 7 pieces we need to create for posts, and just 3 pieces of content for reels. And if I consider the timing which we have taken here, which is 3 hours to make 1 piece of your IGTV, 25 minutes per story, another 25 minutes per post, and 25 minutes for reels, we can actually see that it's going to take 23 total pieces of content. So I've broken down the 45 and brought it to 23, and it is going to take us approximately 11 hours and 20 minutes in an entire week. That's less than half day's work, or less than half a day for you guys to create. So you can spend 1 full day, just create your content and then start with the posting, Or if you have a bigger team, you create the whole month's content and start with your posting. All right. So it's very great, and you can half the amount of the content. So even though we're talking about 45 pieces of content being broken down into 23 pieces of content, you guys consider 25 pieces of content and break them down into just 10 pieces of new content and use that initially. right? And then we'll grow. And that's how I've even scheduled our 5 months. We start very minimum, just with 15 to 20 pieces of content. And within the 5th month, you'll be posting 90 pieces of content every single week. And we have done that scheduling for you. All right. So this is the final breakdown. IGTVs will be our main structure or our main top pinnacle of our pyramid posting. Then we have our stories, which take up a very big bulk, our posts, and finally our reels. So this is how the content posting should look, and we should be able to have our major postings from the most minimum postings that we have. Like, so IGTVs need to be used on our other posts. Very important and very crucial, so we do not waste too much time. And that's basically how you guys are going to break down content and quantify it, so you guys can actually start with really good amounts of posting. In the next topic, I'm going to be showing you guys how do you actually do these postings physically on your phone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. It's really, I know there's a lot of information out there, so you might need to watch it once or twice, but use it for actually creating very good content from not too much of information. So it's all like the entire week is kind of bound around your IGTVs, and everything in that week is almost similar, so people are able to relate throughout that week. So if you guys have completed this topic, then I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.